Sophie sat in the driver's seat, staring ahead. The engine was running. Lily, her little girl of 5, sat quietly in her car seat, holding her small stuffed bunny. The road in front of them was clear. For the first time in months, so was she. This was not the moment everything fell apart. That had already happened, months ago. That was the night she saw the truth. The night her world did not shatter loudly, but quietly and completely. She had felt it long before she saw it. Something was off. Something she could not explain. So she did something she never thought she would do. She placed cameras in her own home. Her company had an excellent security team, and she had them secure both the inside and out of the house. One night, after putting Lily to bed at her mother's, she sat alone. Phone in hand, heart steady but heavy. She pressed play. At first, nothing. Then the front door opened. He walked in. Her husband, John. Not alone. Her best friend, Kathleen. Sophie did not cry. She did not react. She watched. The executive in her watched. They moved through her home as if it belonged to them. Laughing, kissing, comfortable, familiar. Then the bedroom. Sophie stopped breathing. Not because she did not understand, but because she understood too clearly. Then came the voices. Her name spoken carelessly. Things she had once trusted them with, now twisted, dismissed. Sophie lowered the phone slowly. That was the moment everything changed. Not on the outside, but inside her. From that night on, she said nothing. She did not confront, she did not accuse, she did not break. She prepared. The money was hers, the house was hers. She met with her lawyer quietly. She protected what needed protecting. She began looking at homes, schools, a different life. She would not stay in that house. She needed a clean beginning. The prenuptial agreement was airtight. John would walk away with very little. Every weekend she took Lily away. She needed her daughter to remain happy and untouched by what was coming. The forest called to her. And that is where she found it. Stillwater House. A beautiful bed and breakfast that offered exactly what Sophie needed. Safety, comfort, stillness. And a woman named Margaret. For 3 weekends, Sophie and Lily returned. It became her refuge. She slept there. She thought clearly there. There was no pretense, no fear. That night, as Sophie closed her notebook, her phone lit up. A message from him. I miss you. Can we talk? Sophie looked at the screen. No emotion crossed her face. She gently turned the phone over. Silence. Everything was falling into place. The new home was being prepared exactly to her wishes. Walls adjusted, finishes selected. Her designer handled every detail. It would be ready when she was. And Stillwater House. It gave her something no place else could. She dreamed of her grandmother, a strong woman, a woman ahead of her time, a woman who had built everything Sophie now protected. Rose, the woman who had taken Sophie under her wing straight out of college. Together, for 18 years, they built a powerful company. Until illness took her. But not completely. Behind Stillwater House was a stream, softly lit with glowing lanterns. And every night, Sophie met her there. Rose appeared just as she had in life. Elegant, wise, steady. Their conversations were warm and honest. She guided Sophie when asked. She offered truth when needed. And always, she spoke with love. Weekend after weekend, Sophie returned. each visit grounding her, strengthening her. Margaret became a quiet presence in her life, never intrusive, never questioning, simply there. At home, Sophie remained composed. At work, precise. With John and Kathleen, polite. They believed she knew nothing. They were wrong. Margaret opened the door before Sophie knocked. "Well, hello, you two. Your room is ready." Inside, everything felt familiar now. Safe. Lily ran in first. "Hi, Margaret." Margaret smiled warmly. "Well, hello again." "Do you still have crayons?" Lily asked. "Of course, sweetheart. And a brand new colouring book." Sophie watched her daughter settle in. Light, unburdened. "Mummy, I'm hungry." Sophie smiled gently. "I think we can fix that." Dinner was simple. Soup, warm bread, sweet dessert. Comfort. Later, after Lily fell asleep, Sophie sat with Margaret. Tea between them. "I'm ready," Sophie said quietly. Margaret looked at her. "For the divorce." Sophie nodded. "It's all in place." Margaret studied her for a moment. "And you are steady." Sophie exhaled. "They thought I'd fall apart." A small smile crossed her face. "They have no idea." Margaret's eyes softened. "No, they don't." That night, Sophie dreamed again. The stream, her grandmother. "I am proud of you," Rose said. Sophie felt the words settle deep inside her. "I loved him," she whispered. Her grandmother nodded. "You loved who you believed he was." Sophie closed her eyes briefly. "I protected everything." "And you protected yourself," Rose replied. A pause. "Now, you move forward." The following week, everything changed. The papers were served. John's composure disappeared. Anger surfaced. Blame. Threats. The police were called. Sophie remained calm. Kathleen called. Apologies, excuses. Sophie listened, then simply said, "I wish you well," and ended the call. Work continued, orderly, controlled. And now, her life would be the same. Simple. Safe. The move was seamless. A beautiful villa in a secure community. Everything intentional. Lily settled easily, and Sophie found peace. That weekend, they returned one final time. Sophie already knew. That night, she stood at the stream. Her grandmother appeared once more. "You trusted yourself," she said. Sophie's voice softened. "I cannot thank you enough. I feel this is our last visit." Rose smiled. "I will always watch over you and Lily. But you are right. You no longer need this place." Sophie nodded gently. "I felt that." Morning came. After breakfast, hugs and gratitude, Sophie stood at the doorway, suitcase beside her, Lily holding her hand, Margaret standing quietly behind them. Sophie looked forward, not back. After securing Lily in the car, she sat in the driver's seat, ready. She glanced toward where the house had been. Now, only a vacant lot. A soft smile touched her lips. She understood, and she drove forward, not to escape, but to begin. In the end, it wasn't the betrayal that defined her. It was what she chose to see after. Sophie understood something most never do, that people don't always break you because of who you are, but because of who they are not. She had loved them both deeply, trusted fully, given without hesitation, and she realized that was never her weakness. It was her strength. Some people cannot hold that kind of love. Some people do not know how to honor it. And that has nothing to do with her worth. She stopped asking why they did it and started understanding why she would never accept it. In losing them, she found herself steady, clear, whole. And that was everything.